Hi everyone, it's Justin Rulin back with a new video. And in today's video, we are going to be installing Ubuntu Mate in VMware on Windows 10. Now, a few things before we get started here. First thing is I want to let you know this video may be kind of long, so if you are not able to watch a long video, you know, please, just skip ahead, I guess, and to the parts you want to see. I don't know how to do all the time code stuff. I'm not really good with that right now. Second, I want to try to also make this video without making any cuts because I'd like you guys to see exactly how the installation process is. So we'll see how it is. If the installation process gets too long, we will do some cuts and I'll pause in between. Now, before we get into this, I just want to let you know, there are a few prerequisites that you need. First thing you need is the Ubuntu Mate ISO. And you can get that from ubuntumate.org. That is ubuntumate.org. Sorry about that if you guys hear that noise in the background. We got stray cats outside my window, but just disregard that. Also, the next thing you'll need is VMware. Now you can either use the professional version or the version that I use, which is the commercial. Well, the non-commercial use, which is the free version of VMware. Now, there are two ways we can install this VM. We can do an easy install or a live installation. In this video, we're going to do a live installation. Now, some operating systems do support easy installation, like this one. But I'm going to show you guys how to do a live installation of Ubuntu Mate. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to go to VMware.
Folder view list. Video captures. VMware Workstation 15 player 1127. VMware Workstation 15 player. Non-commercial use only. List. Home 1 of 9.
I'm going to try to make this full screen, so anybody who's sighted, who's watching, may be able to see this a little better. Let me see. There we go. Now I'm also going to quickly slow down my speech so that you can all understand what we're doing here. So let me just do that real quick.
Page 50. Volume 8. Voice on English. Variant premium high. Rate 95. Rate 65.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so as you can see on my screen, I already do have an Ubuntu Mate VM. Now this is one that I already have pre-configured. I already configured it myself. I have everything installed that I want on there. So this is just going to be a demo that I'm going to delete later. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to press Control-N for a new virtual machine.
New virtual machine wizard dialog. Dialog install from. I will install the operating system later radio button. Checked all tests.
Okay, now that's what we want. But I'm going to take you through all the options that we have.
Installer disk image file. ISO. I will install the operating system later radio button. Checked all tests.
Okay, so those are two options that we have. Now, if you do this one.
Installer disk image file. ISO. Radio button. Checked all them.
Installer disk image file ISO. If you do that, that will enable easy install. But we don't want to do that. So we're going to go down to I will install the operating system later.
I will install the operating system later radio button. Checked all tests.
Okay, now I'm going to press tab.
Help button. Next button. Alt N.
To next.
Dialog. Guest operating system grouping. Linux radio button. Checked Alt L.
Okay, Linux is checked. So, but also here we have
Apple Mac OS X radio button. Checked Alt M.
Apple Mac OS X. Now, that won't be on your VMware by default. I used the unlocker tool to patch VM to get that to show up. However, I still can't get a modern macOS VM working. But anyways, let's go back up to Linux.
Linux radio button. Checked Alt L.
Okay, so now
version grouping. Version combo box Ubuntu collapsed Alt V.
Okay, and that's perfect. We got Ubuntu, but we have other distros here like Debian and Arch and just your most well-known distributions. So now what we're going to do,
Help button, back button, alt, next button, alt N.
we're going to press next again.
Dialog, virtual machine name, edit alt V, selected Ubuntu.
Okay. Actually, wait a second. I missed a step. Okay.
Cancel button, next button, back button, alt B.
Back.
Dialog, guest operating system grouping, Linux version grouping, version combo box Ubuntu, VMware Photon OS 64-bit, Ubuntu.
Oh, okay, never mind. All right, so we're going to keep that as Ubuntu. Okay.
Help button, back button, next button, alt N.
Sorry about that, guys. I thought I had to click on the 64-bit option, but I guess I don't. Anyways.
Dialog, virtual machine name, edit alt V, selected Ubuntu.
Okay, so we're gonna change the name.
Selection removed.
And we're just gonna call this Mate 2, just because. So, or Mate 2, sorry. So we're gonna do MATE space 2.
Location, edit alt L. Selected C, users just OneDrive documents virtual machines Mate 2.
Now you can change this to whatever folder you want. You can move this whatever folder you want, but I'm just gonna keep this here in the folder that I always keep it in. So
browse, button, alt, back button, alt, next button, alt N.
So we're gonna hit next again.
Unavailable. Text. Property page. The virtual machine's hard disk is stored as one or more files on the host computer's physical disk. These start small and become larger as you add applications, files, and data to your virtual machine. Splitting the disk makes it easier to move the virtual machine to another computer but may reduce performance with very large disks. Maximum disk size, GB, edit alt S. Selected 20.0.
Okay. Now by default, this is the recommended for Ubuntu is 20 gigabytes. We'll keep it here at the default. So let's go.
Split virtual disk into multiple files. Radio button checked, alt M.
Now that's checked. You can leave that alone.
Help button, back button, alt, next button, alt N.
Now we'll hit next again.
Button, dialog. The virtual machine will be created with the following settings. List. Customize hardware, button, alt C.
Now what we want to do is go to customize hardware.
Hardware dialog. Property page maximum recommended memory. Memory swapping may occur beyond this size. Property page maximum recommended memory.
Okay.
Memory swapping may occur beyond this size. 6.2 gigabytes. Recommended memory 2 gigabyte. Selection removed.
So we're going to give this 2 gigabytes. So I'm going to type 2096. Okay.
MB slider 65. Add button Alta.
Okay, now what we want to do is we're going to go
property memory for this list. Memory summary 2 gigabytes 1 of 8. Help button. Close button. Property page maximum recommended memory. Memory swapping may occur beyond this size.
Okay, now we're going to press down arrow. Whoops, no.
Property page maximum recommended.
Okay, now we're going to press down arrow here.
65.
Oops.
66.
Hold on a second, guys. Sorry, this is...
memory for this virtual machine. Edit alt down. List. Memory. Help button. Close button.
So we'll hit close.
New virtual machine wizard dialog. Dialog. Customize hardware. Button alt C.
And we'll click customize hardware again.
Hardware dialog. Processors. Summary. 1 2 of 8.
And let's see.
Processors grouping. Number of processor cores. Combo box 1 collapsed all 2.
We'll give this 2.
List. Processors. Summary. 2 2 of 8. New CD DVD. SATA. Summary. Auto detect 3 of 8.
Okay, now I want this new CV. Excuse me, guys. I can't talk. CD DVD SATA. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tab.
Device status grouping. Connected power on checkbox checked alt O.
Okay, we're going to leave that connected power on because basically, essentially what this is like a virtual drive. This is like a virtual flash drive that you'd be installing Linux on your if you were installing Linux on a normal computer. So that VMware kind of emulates that. So we'll tab again.
Connection grouping. Use physical drive. Radio button checked alt P.
Okay, so let's use physical drive. What we want to do is go down.
Use ISO image file. Radio button checked alt M.
Use ISO image file. Okay.
Combo box collapsed. Edit. Blank. Browse. Button alt B.
So now we'll hit browse.
Browse per ISO image dialog. Items view list. Dig modified split. Yesterday grouping expanded. Blind help net and CHW video. Last month grouping expanded. Ubuntu mate 1804. To desktop AMD 64 ISO 2 of 19.
Okay, so this is what we want. So I press the letter U. And we want the Ubuntu Mate 1804 ISO. So we'll click that.
Hardware dialog. Connection grouping. Browse. Button. Advanced. Button. All add. But remove button. Close button. Help button. Close button.
And we'll hit close.
New virtual machine wizard dialog. Dialog. Customize back button. Finish button.
And now we'll hit finish.
Unavailable. List. Home 1 of 9. Mate 2 2 of 10. Mate 2 2 of 10.
Okay, so there's Mate 2. So now what we're going to do is we're going to press Alt-L to play the virtual machine.
Plain.
And you can probably hear my fan is going a little crazy because I'm screen recording and running VMware at the same time, and I have the laptop plugged in as well. So, as you can see right there, there's the Ubuntu logo. Now, when we hear a little drum sound, what we're going to do is press Windows Alt S to enable Orca. And then we'll go through the installation from there. Okay, there it is. So now we're going to press Windows Alt S, like so. And we're just waiting for Orca. It's kind of taking its time here. I don't know what's going on. Let me try this again. Hang on. I don't know what. For some reason, I cannot get Orca to. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to restart this virtual machine. I doubt it's gonna work, but
VMware Workstation Power Off button Alt-P.
we're gonna power it
Make
off,
to VMware Workstation 15 player, non-commercial use taskbar.
and we're gonna open VMware again.
Folder view list. VMware Workstation 15 player, non-commercial use only. List. Home 1 of 10.
Now I'm gonna try this without full screen because I don't know if I got my key. I don't know if maybe it wasn't registering keyboard input. So we're gonna try without full screen and see what happens.
Make to 2 of 10.
Because maybe the screen recorder is not allowing me to get my keyboard input properly with full screen. I had a friend who had trouble with VMware Fusion and getting his keyboard input in full screen. So we'll try it without. We're gonna try it without full screen and see what happens.
Plain.
So I'm sorry for anybody who's sighted if you have trouble seeing this. If you see the desktop to my right, the Windows desktop, but I'm gonna give this a try and see if I get keyboard input in half the screen. So I'm gonna press Control G to get to take control of the virtual machine. Now we're just gonna wait for that drum sound again, little drum-like noise. Okay, now we're gonna try to turn on Orca.
Screen reader on. Install frame.
Okay, there we go. That was the problem. I wasn't getting keyboard input in full screen. So now what we're going to do, so we're on the install frame. So what we're going to do.
Tab. Try Ubuntu tab. Install Ubuntu push button.
So we're going to press install Ubuntu. We're going to hit return or enter. On Linux it's called return. So we're going to press return.
Return.
Now we're going to tab again.
Tab. Table with 98 rows 1 column. Table with 20 rows 1 column. English, US.
Okay, so we're gonna that's your language. Obviously, we're gonna leave that there on English.
Tab. Text. Type here to test your keyboard.
Actually, that was that was the keyboard language. So we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave all that to default.
Tab. Detect keyboard layout tab. Quit push button tab. Back push tab. Continue push button.
And we're gonna press continue.
Return. Normal installation. Selected radio button.
Okay. We'll leave that at normal installation. So basically this, if you have a, we can do this too. So I'll go down.
Minimal installation. Selected radio button.
So we got normal and minimal. We're gonna go back up to normal.
Normal installation. Selected radio button.
So basically this is going to completely wipe your drive. This will take either Windows or Mac OS, whatever you're running, off of your drive and replace it completely with Ubuntu. So we're going to tab again.
Tab. Download updates while installing Ubuntu Mate checkbox checked.
And personally, I uncheck that because I like to do my updates manually. So I'm going to uncheck that. Although like I said, this is kind of a demo VM, but I'm going to show you guys how I install it. You may do it differently, but I'm going to uncheck this.
Space. Not checked. Tab. Install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware and additional media formats checkbox not checked.
Okay, we'll check that.
Space. Checked. Tab. Quit push button tab. Back push button tab. Continue push button.
And we'll hit continue again.
Return.
And we'll tab.
Tab. Normal installation. Selected radio button tab. Download updates while installing Ubuntu Mate tab. Install third-party software for graphics tab. Erase disk and install Ubuntu Mate. Selected radio button. Encrypt the new Ubuntu Mate installation for security checkbox not checked.
Actually, let's go back a little bit. I want to make sure all my things are still checked.
Right, erase disk and install now push button. Back push button. Quit push button.
Okay, so that's all there. So what we're going to do.
Tab. Back push button tab. Install now push button.
So what this is going to do is going to erase the entire disk, and basically, like I said earlier, this will replace Windows or Mac OS with Ubuntu Mate. So I'm going to hit install now.
Return. Write the changes to disks. If you continue, the changes listed below will be written to the disks. Otherwise, you will be able to make further changes manually. The partition tables of the following devices are changed. SCSI 33000 SDA. Left control.
Okay, so we're gonna leave that alone. You can mess with that if you'd like. If you're an advanced, if you're advanced with Linux, you can play around with that if you want. This video is just to give you the basics on how the installation process works. So we'll tab again.
Tab. Continue push button.
We'll hit continue.
Return. Install frame. 100%. Panel.
Okay. So it's at 100%. Now.
Tab. Text. New York selected.
Okay, so this is your time zone. So I'm going to leave mine at New York because that's where
1%.
That's where I live. So we're gonna tab again.
Tab. Continue push button.
Hit continue.
Return. Your name. Text.
Now I'm just gonna
17%.
Now I'm just gonna type my name in here.
JUSTIN. Tab. The name it uses when it talks to other computers. Your computer's name. Text. Justin virtual machine selected.
Okay, that's
23%.
That's fine. So we'll tab again.
Tab. Pick a username. Text. Justin selected.
And that's also fine.
Tab. Choose a password. Password text. 30%.
So now I'm gonna type a password in here. Just I'm gonna use my password that I use for my already configured VM that I set up. So just type that in.
36%. Black circle. 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 Confirm your password. Password text. Black circle. Black circle. Black circle. Black circle. Black circle. Require my password to log in. Selected radio button.
And I would recommend leaving that checked, especially if you are
50%.
doing this on your main computer. I would leave that checked.
Tab. Back push button. Tab. Continue push button.
We're gonna hit continue.
Return. 57%. Finished loading Ubiquiti slideshow Ubuntu Mate.
And now we have a little slideshow to sit through. Now, This is kind of long. I will,
61%.
but what we'll do is we'll sit here, so you can hear the percentages. I'm not going to pause this video, because like I said earlier, this will be a long video, but
65%.
I want you to really get a feel for what this is like in installing this. So we won't pause here. We'll just wait here and
68%.
However, if it does take too long, which it shouldn't because it's at 68%. But if this does take
72%.
too long, if this does take too long, we will pause, and then we'll come back when the installation process is complete.
76%.
See, as you can hear, we're at 76%, and I'm guessing that's displaying on the screen, but I don't know.
79%.
There we go. We're more than halfway there, obviously, but
85%.
let me just check the battery of my laptop.
100%.
Actually, no, I won't do that right now. Actually, yes, I will. Here.
Make 2 VMware Workstation 15 player. 43% AC power on.
Okay.
Plain. Install as super user. Install frame. Tab. 5%.
Okay, so now we're going through another installation process. But this is just showing you. This is just a little slideshow.
10%.
That basically gives you a summary of what Ubuntu Mate is. And it's doing this while it's configuring all of the. Well, it's configuring all files that it needs to and getting everything prepared. So, I'll give this a few more minutes, and then I guess maybe we'll pause.
11%.
Okay, so we're at 11%. So this might be a while. Let's see, what time is it?
11:50 p.m. and 7 seconds. 24%.
11:50. Okay, so I'll give this till about 11:55. So we'll actually about 11:50.
32%.
Yeah, maybe 11:55, and then we'll pause if it's still not done. So we'll give it about 5 minutes.
36%.
Like I said, I know this video is gonna be kind of long, but I promised you all that I would do
40%.
More videos like this, so there'll be plenty more of these to come, and they'll probably be pretty long too because I want to
44%.
make sure you guys completely understand what we're doing here.
30%. 39%.
Okay, we're
51%.
yeah, we're moving along, which is good. Now, what I usually do while I'm waiting for this to install is I usually do an OCR. I use NVDA OCR, so we'll do that real quick just to see what's on the screen.
Make 2 VMware Workstation 15 player, non-commercial. Recognizing. Result document. Install. As make the most of the web. Ubuntu. A retrospective future. Mozilla Firefox. Blog. Community. Unload. Team. Wiki. Shop. Ubuntu Mate includes Firefox. 67%.
Okay, so it's just so now it's showing us about Firefox.
Plain.
Okay, it's showing us about web browsing, so it's part of the slideshow, the Ubiquity slideshow.
77%.
And we are nearly done. We're at 77%. So this isn't. I mean, this is a bit of a slow process, but it's not. It's not.
83%.
It's not painfully slow.
85%.
So we're about finished here, and after we're finished, there'll be a few more steps, and then we'll boot into it. Well, then I'll end the video. Sorry. And while we're waiting, I'm actually going to check I'm curious what the temperature of this laptop, because I got the fans going, so we'll see what.
Make 2 VMware Workstation 15 player. Non-commercial use. User promoted notification temp 135F0, 133F. 89%.
Okay, this is the highest. This is the highest I've ever got that.
Make 2 VMware work. Make 2 plain.
130 degrees. Usually, yeah, the highest I've got is 120. So this thing's working pretty good. I can feel a little bit of the warmth on my lap.
Tab.
Okay, so we're not in the restart now thing yet. Okay. Let's just go here.
Right all. Install frame. Tab. 7. Right shift. Left control.
Okay, so we're. Let's see.
11:54 p.m. and 24.
All right.
90%.
We're at 90%, so in about a minute and a half or a minute, give or take, we'll pause it depending on how fast it can go through the how fast
91%.
we can see our temp. Okay, we're going by 1, so. And I'm sorry if this video is a little discombobulated, but this is my first time doing something like this, so hopefully they'll get better over time. But and like I said, there'll be plenty more of these to come. So
92%.
if there's any other virtual machines you want me to install, if it's like Linux or Windows, I can try to figure that out. I can try to get that for you guys. Or if you'd like me to do a dedicated video on
93%.
on a current VM that I have and just show you around it, I can also do that as well.
%. %.
Okay, guys, I'm actually gonna pause here real quick, and I will be back as soon as this is complete.
Make 2 VMware Workstation. Right W professional by NC. Right alt. File submenu. Record CTRL F9 on a VIP. Pause at 6p. VMware Workstation 15 player.
Okay, guys, so we're back. And the installation is complete.
W professional by NC8. Make 2 VMware Workstation plain.
So I'm gonna tab.
Tab. Right.
And
tab.
There should be a restart now button. Let's go.
Tab. Right. Installation complete as super user. Installation complete. Installation is complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation. Restart now push button.
Okay, so I'm going to hit return on restart now.
Return.
Now it's rebooting. Now, as we're rebooting, what you're going to want to now during this reboot process, what you're going to want to do is hit enter. You'll get this pop-up that says please remove. I think it says please remove bootable media, and press enter. So this will basically unmount the installation and whatever it does. So this is basically saying, remove your flash drive that you booted off of and whatever, which of course is a virtual hard drive. So we're just going to press enter. Sorry about that, guys. That was my watch. Okay, so we'll turn on Orca again.
Screen reader on. Login screen frame. Screen reader off.
And I'll tell my password. I'm not sure why it does that, but for some reason it turns off Orca. I'm not sure what that's about. But anyways, we're going to wait for this to log in. And now we'll turn screen reader back on.
Screen reader on.
And there you go, guys. We have successfully installed Ubuntu Mate. Now, I know this has been a long video. We've had a few bloopers during this video. Some issues arose. I can speak. I got good grammar. Some issues arose, but other than that, I think we did a pretty good job here. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. This is Justin Ruland signing out. Peace out, everyone.
Mate 2, debut professional by it. File submit, record, pause at 6, stop CTRL F10.